Oh, finally got there. This is the aftermath. This is the next day at approximately 2:40. After working maybe, I guess, an hour in Home Depot, just trying to make sure that I had everything I needed so I didn't have to make another trip. Not doing this type of project before. Put everything together, brought it back, then I did measurements. I guess I was Mario today, if anyone remembers Super Mario Brothers. But in being the plumber for today, I had to figure out the right configuration to actually get these shark bite, which I can actually say shark bite, ooh aha, if anyone saw Finding Nemo. These things were super handy. I think I may have showed it to you before, but essentially I had an elbow that sprung a pinhole leak right here. If you want to see that elbow, not this one, but this one, as you can see, it's a bit aged and the pinhole is right here. And I'm not sure if you can tell, but I attempted to put silicone, anything that I could possibly do to stop the leak, and it didn't work. I had shut the water off. There was a drip that still came through, so I knew that I didn't stop the leak. So, after dealing with all of this morning, I didn't sleep until actually I got back from Home Depot. But my goal was to get at least a temporary fix to give my family water in the morning. Unfortunately, that did not happen. So, instead, made my trip to Home Depot, spent about an hour there, just grabbing everything that I needed, or that I thought that I needed, because you know how that goes. You think you have everything, and then you got to go back for another trip. So, got more than I needed, came back here, and then I realized that I had trouble walking in a straight line after a late night last night, and again, not sleeping. So, I actually took a nap. So, a good 3-4 hours definitely helped me out. A little bit groggy, but, manageable. And essentially, as I got up, I said, you know what? We're going to finish this before the family gets home. So got up around noon, put everything together, at least my plans. So if you know how plumbers work, it works a lot easier if you plan what you're actually going to do. So I thought I was going to need something that would be a little bit more complex of a configuration. And after I did all my measurements and mapped everything out, it turned out to be a lot easier, at least planning it out, than I thought it was going to be. So I only needed one of these shark bite elbows, shark bite ooh ha ha. Every time I say that, I'm going to have to make a little bit of fun of it. But again, this is my first project doing plumbing with at least 3/4 inch pipe. I've been using I guess PVC in the past, but again, new project. So I think I researched it online, and probably anywhere from $250 to $300, or $250 to $350, depending on where you are, to actually fix this. But this made it happen. Essentially, not having to do any soldering was a huge plus. It was a tight space. I didn't really want to have to do it, but this is probably the quickest way I could get a fix. I probably could have called a repairman, but who knows how long they would have taken to get here, and I usually like to screen any contractors that I work with. So, decided to give it a shot myself. So, fortunately, things turned out pretty good. The installation took me about an hour and a half, and in that hour and a half, I definitely had some challenges. I guess plumbing rule 101, always keep a bucket handy, because as I was cutting through the pipe, more water started coming out, even though I shut the water off yesterday. And a lot more water came out. Fortunately, I was able to capture maybe about a third of it, but the other third ended up on the concrete floor. Again, no big fuss. Same issue as the original leak caused, but I had to dry that up again. But once I did that, then I was actually making sure the fittings were tight, and that was probably, after some of the leaks and actually cutting the pipes and getting through and everything, that was probably the next challenging piece. Because as I was testing things and I was pushing things up and pushing, things across, it wasn't secure. So I had to make sure I pushed and pushed and pushed, and then tried to pull it apart to make sure it wouldn't pull apart. Now, the first time I turned the water on, there was still a leak. So I was like, man, I didn't push these things in tight enough. Hopefully I don't have a defective valve. But it turns out I had to actually wiggle it a little bit and push a little bit more. And once I did, it actually worked out. Now, I'm super happy because I actually grabbed some video. Actually, I grabbed the entire installation video. Probably not worth an hour of your time, but if you want to see the trials and tribulations, I'll definitely be sure to share a link. But I can't tell you how happy I am. This is a Thursday now we actually have running water. Like, who'd have thunk it? One of the basic things that, you know, folks kind of take for granted, at least in some of the developed countries, we were without for not even a full day, maybe about half a day. But you know what? It means that much to actually get it up and running, to know that I was able to do it myself. I didn't have to call a repair person in, to know exactly what I did. And if anything, if anyone wants to learn from me and what I've done, I can teach you. Now, if you know me, or if anyone knows me, you know that I don't quit. My wife knows that I don't quit. The first thing that she did when she took the kids to camp, which I really appreciate because that allowed me to go to Home Depot, come back and get some rest. She asked, hey, just checking in on you. Want to make sure that, you know, the house isn't burning down or anything, which I'm not going to burn the house down. But I take these projects on a lot. And the reason that I do, it builds self-confidence. You get to get outside your comfort zone, especially when you do things you haven't done before. And it's like on to the next thing, on to the next big one. So I got my next project ahead of me, which is the porch post. And after the porch post, it's the leaky roof. So my hands are definitely filled, but I think I've earned my lunch for today, and I'm going to try to get to maybe a small project today just to cap everything off. But wanted to send you an update. I appreciate you tuning in, and hopefully you're knocking out those big projects that you're not really sure if you're capable of or not. But here's the thing, you're more than capable. You just need the right direction, and you just need to do it. So, hope you were inspired by me a little bit today, and I'll probably be informing you on the next project. Bye.